You are listening to
the Outcast Frequency.
An hour of music, myth, and mayhem for the misfits. Hosted by yours truly,
the Master of Mischief.
Hello there again, listeners. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Outcast Frequency, broadcasting on Sonic Scout Radio, the internet's best radio station for unsigned bands. Sonic Scout broadcasts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and only plays unsigned bands and artists, with no advertisements. Yay! So yeah, only a couple more weeks till Christmas now. How are we all feeling about that? Personally, I'm not feeling very Christmassy at all yet. I mean, I've wrapped all my presents at the weekend, and that still didn't really help. I think myself and my wife will actually move in house soon, so we've got all these boxes everywhere. Like, every room has got at least one box in, sometimes like 2 or 3, filled with just random crap. And I think that sort of has been taking away the Christmassy vibe a little bit, you know. We've got all these boxes in the living room, so we haven't really got space for a tree, right? And the tree's in this big box in the cupboard, and that's all ready to move, so we actually didn't even bother putting a tree up this year. So I think that's probably not helping with the Christmas vibe. But it's like, you know, we were actually hoping to move before Christmas, so we were kind of hoping we'd be, like, in the new house by now. And then we could put up the tree there and make it all Christmassy and blah, blah, blah. But, oh my days, these things take some serious time. I didn't even realise until, like, we started doing all this, but moving house, it takes, like, just ages to sort out and stuff. So we haven't even been given a move-in date yet, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's going to be probably after Christmas now anyway. But yeah, that's my little personal tale as to why I'm not feeling very Christmassy, and our house this year is not very Christmassy at all. But yeah, thankfully we're off to the mother-in-law's for Christmas Day, and she always goes like above and beyond, like literally like decorations, lights everywhere. Like, it's like being in America. Like, she's insane. So I'm sure that's going to be a fun one. Anyway, I hope you're all feeling a bit more in the Christmas spirit that I am, and that you've got all your presents sorted and wrapped and all your decorations up, and you're getting in that mindset ready to go, and hopefully you're all going to have a fun one. But yeah, in the meantime, let's get cracking with some music, shall we? We're going to start off with something bright, cheerful and upbeat, well, since we are sort of on our way into Christmas, right? This is a band called Metal Pop. And do you realise how hard it is, right, to research a band when their name is also basically a genre? It's pretty hard. So I couldn't really find out too much about these guys other than what it says on their Bandcamp. They're from Tennessee. They appear to be a 2-piece band, 1 guy, 1 girl, from what I can tell. And they currently have 2 albums out, both of which have been released this year. Their albums are named simply 1 and 2. Nice and easy to remember, right? And their songs, honestly, their songs are kind of rude. Like, a bit sexual, a bit flirtatious, a bit sort of not safe for work, and certainly not safe for radio, some of them. But that makes them kind of fun at the same time, like kind of naughty, you know? And these guys told me I could basically play whatever I liked of theirs, so I dug a little deeper, and I chose a track off their 2nd album. It's probably one of the lesser sort of risque ones that I could find. It's not too rude, it's not too naughty. It's called Not Her Fault, and this is Metal Pop.
She rolled into the diner just to grab a Coke. The grill guy dropped a spatula, the jukebox choked. Old man in the corner forgot his own name. Waitress spilled the coffee, 3rd degree on a flame. She said, sorry y'all, I'm only passing through, but the laws of physics filed a complaint or 2. Sirens in the distance, but no crime in sight. Just a girl in pink igniting the night. Oh my. It's not her fault the traffic forgot how to move. Not her fault the crosswalk's in love with her groove. Firemen are fanning themselves with their hats. Priests are confessing to alley cats. She's a walking heat wave in a pink sundress. Blame the universe, she didn't cause this mess. It's not her fault, no. baggy sweats and a long shirt, still cream panties and things started to squirt. Stock market dipped when she checked her phone. Girl started twerking like a video. It's not her fault the Wi-Fi begged for her name. Not her fault the smart fridge is feeling the same. Girls are getting flustered and red in the face. Dogs howling harmony, cats forget the chase. She's a 5-alarm sparkle in a 2-bit town. World keeps tripping, trying to catch her crown. It's not her fault. No, it's not her fault. No. She could sue the show for copyright infringement, file a restraining order on the moon. Every mirror's biased, every camera's biased. Gravity's just jealous and filing a suit. Your Honor, I object. She's clearly a weapon of mass distraction. It's not her fault the orchestra lost the chart. Not her fault even girls propose with all their heart. Librarians rioting, in the flames. Astronauts on the space station calling her name. She's a glitch in the matrix, a bug in the code. A 5-foot-5 reason the world's overload. It's not her fault. Put the blame on the wind because she's making me gasp and blowing me away. She tips with a smile, leaves chaos and change. World's still spinning, but nothing's the same. Oh, it's not her fault. No, no, no. It's not her fault. No, don't blame her.
It's Not Her Fault by Metal Pop, opening up this week's Outcast Frequency show. You can find those guys on Bandcamp, where they have 2 full albums out. And that's about as cheerful and happy as it's going to get, folks. Although we do have some pop punk for you now. A bit of a sort of rebellious, upbeat, punky vibe going on now with a band called AWOLs. Now these guys, their band name is kind of stylized in the way that they spell it. So it's AWOL, in all caps, AWOL, and then a lowercase z, AWOLs. Which is cool. It really stands out on logos and on their artwork. These guys are from a place called the Cowichan Valley. The Cowichan Valley? Oh my god. I've heard of that place. So I did do a little Googling, and man, it looks really beautiful. Like, honestly, like, I was looking at some pictures of it. For those who don't know, which I clearly didn't, it's in a place called British Columbia, which is part of Canada. Like, honestly, I always learn a lot running this show. Certainly brushing up on my geography with all these bands from all over the world. But yeah, these guys are a trio. And they're literally a brand new band. They've got 1 EP out. It's self-titled, so it's called AWOLs. And it only came out at the beginning of this month. It has 4 tracks on it, and this is one of them. It's called Shaded.
Just with the power to destroy. Without understanding, I'm a living toy. Emotional madness, masquerade to sadness. Caught up in the story of death. someone miss me? Why do I care? But I care. These feelings feel so unreal, so shaded, all faded. I'm confused by my fear, so shaded, all faded. These feelings feel so unreal, so shaded, all faded. I'm confused by my fear, so shaded, all faded. These feelings feel so unreal, so shaded, all faded. I'm confused by my fear, so shaded, all faded.
Yeah, that was Shaded by AWOLs. I really enjoyed that. I think, these guys have got something fun and cool going on. It's kind of like, it's catchy, innit? It's like, there's just something about it. I quite like it. And I can't wait to hear what they do next. So if you dug that as much as I did, you can go and check out their stuff wherever you usually stream your music, be that Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, wherever. And of course also on Bandcamp, which is one of the best places to be able to go and support upcoming unsigned bands. You can actually give them some money. I swear I'm not sponsored by Bandcamp or anything. I know I mention them a lot, but it's just so hard for bands to make money these days. They just need as much help as they can get. So if you can donate something or help them out by paying for the EP, please go and do that. So you can just jump onto Bandcamp and you can give a donation towards the EP. You can also go and give them a follow on Instagram. They've got a brand new Instagram, so they need as many followers as they can get on that. You can find them under AWOLs Music, all one word. And don't forget, it's AWOLs with a Z. So yeah, thanks to AWOLs for being part of the show.
And now it's time for
Chaos Corner.
Alright, a Chaos Corner. Well, we haven't had one of these for a while. I'm gonna be honest here, this next track, it's not exactly chaotic in a traditional sense. It doesn't jump around everywhere. It's not noisy or wild or anything like that. But it is kind of unusual. It's got lots of different layers of sound, and it takes the listener to places that you might not expect. It's kind of dark and eerie and moody as well. It's very intriguing and slow and brooding. And it's by an artist called Me3. That's actually me, 3. Me, 3. He's a solo artist from Alabama. You can find him on Instagram as Me3 Music, all one word. His music is available on Bandcamp and your usual streaming platforms. And he's actually been releasing for quite some time. His first album dates back to 2007. Then he had another album in 2010 before taking a pretty big hiatus. Then he was diving back into music again in 2022. So he took a big long break. But since his return to the scene, he's released 2 singles and 1 new full-length album. The track he shared with us and wanted to get played on the show is one of his singles. It's called Our New Skin, Hushed. And it's actually a revamp of one of his really old songs. So the original track was simply called Our New Skin, and this is Our New Skin, Hushed. Because I guess it's a stripped back or more chilled version, a sort of reimagining, if you will. So Me3 described his music as soulful electronic rock, and he described this track as a dark take on the intimacy and risk of love. It's either fated to last or fated to end, but the only way to know is to play the game of chance. This is Our New Skin, Hushed. Yeah, that was Our New Skin Hushed by Me 3. Honestly, I feel like I could sort of just fall asleep to that, you know. It's like a lullaby. It was almost kind of hypnotic in nature, in a way. I feel so, like, chilled and laid back now. So yeah, let's get cracking and we'll play some more music. But first, if you want to hear more from Me 3, you can follow him on Instagram, Me3Music. And he has a brand new album out called The Grand Prismatic. So go check that out, and please do continue to support unsigned music from all around the world. Coming up next, we're going to be listening to two bands from the same creator. A guy named Jeff from Ontario. Ontario or Ontario? But I do know that's in Canada, right? So we've got another Canadian band. Awesome. Yeah, so once again, I'm learning some geography, right? So the track that he submitted to be on the show is from his new project, Soma Sema. That's two words, Soma Sema. Soma Sema. This is a brand new project, which he tells us he only started about 6 months ago. He sings and plays guitar in another band called Mr. Rabbit, which he described as more rock, early 2000s emo style. And he said he was just looking for an outlet to explore some heavier music and some heavier topics. So first of all, we're going to hear a quick track from Mr. Rabbit. Jeff tells us these guys are actually going through a whole rebranding soon, and they're getting like revamped and stuff, so watch out for that. Watch this space. There may be more stuff from them in the near future. But let me tell you briefly about Mr. Rabbit. They're a 4-piece band. They've got a number of releases dating back to 2022, including 1 full-length album and 2 EPs. This track is off their latest EP, The Era of Good Feelings, which came out in 2024, and it's called Under 28. We're going to give it a quick spin as a sort of reference point before we talk about Jeff's latest project in more detail.
Driving down the highway, passing out under 28, and full of hope and full of pain. I give to go back again. It's all in jest, it's all in fun. When you're young, dumb, and full of cum, does it show? Does it show? Does it show? I don't know. Yeah, Liz Shrug, I did as well. In the throes of late stage hell, I never tired, but wish I did. The soft refrain of a lazy kid. Does it show? Does it show? Does it show? I don't know. Does it show? Does it show? Does it show? I don't know.
Well, that was Mr. Rabbit with Under 28. So for context, Jeff, the lead singer of that band, decided to form an entirely new project called Soma Sema. He told us he was looking for an outlet to do some heavier stuff. He said, I ended up writing and recording these songs in my basement, and I sent them off to Vince Soliveri, the Dirty Nail Terminator Drew Thompson Foundation, who's the producer, to mix and master them. And he also played bass on the record. I wanted to create something that felt authentic to me. So I drew on my heavy influences from my earlier years. Converge, Refused, Curse, Poison the Well, etc. And I tried to work them into more melody-friendly 90s influences like Alice in Chains, Soundgarden. These are songs about colonialism, capitalism, racism, and the many pounds of flesh these systems and ideologies exact from every one of us. Music has always been political for me. I grew up in the 90s and early 2000s being shaped by bands like Rage Against the Machine, Refused, Strike Anywhere, At the Drive-In, and more. So I've always leaned towards art speaking for something. Right now we are watching the world burn at the hands of megalomaniac, demagogues and psychopaths, and we have all become the victims of someone else's greed in one shape or form. However, I've mostly benefited from these systems. So I wanted to do my part to help some of the communities who have suffered injustices at the hands of Western progress, freedom, and democracy. Quote unquote. As a result, all of the proceeds from this EP on Bandcamp will be donated to mutual aid for Palestinians as well as Indigenous folks in Canada. We've donated over 1,000 Canadian dollars so far. So, I would say, folks, that is just all the more reason to get your hands out your pockets and go buy some of this music on Bandcamp, knowing that it all goes to good causes. Soma Sema, they currently have one 3-track EP out. It's called The Violence of Power, which, oh god, it's a really great title, right? It's really evocative, and it just sums up what it's all about. I know not everyone wants their music to be political, and I totally respect that. But I also respect musicians who want to make a statement too. And obviously this is something that this guy's really passionate about. You can hear that through the music. But he's also, he's putting his money where his mouth is too, by literally donating to the causes he wants to support. He's not just like virtue signaling for likes and clicks or whatever. He's actually doing it. So, full respect to that. So without further ado, let's hear the track. It's called Atheist in a Foxhole.
Living The lies defy the tragedies, the crimes that I can't unsee. The lies defy the tragedies.
You just heard Atheist in a Foxhole by a brand new band called Soma Seema. Please get yourselves onto Bandcamp and buy the EP. It's only $5 Canadian, and 100% of the proceeds are donated to Mutual Aid for Palestinians as well as Indigenous organisations in Canada. And there's 3 awesome tracks you can listen to on there as well. You can also find and follow these guys on Instagram. You just search up Soma Seema, SOMA SEMA, and it will come up. I think they have 2 underscores in their username, however, so it's like Soma __ then Seema. But yeah, thank you so much for submitting your track to the show, and honestly, best of luck with the project and with raising as much money as you can for like a very worthy cause. Alright, moving on. We're going to gradually sort of get heavier as we go through the show here. So next up, we're going to hear a bit of black metal. This is a band called Nidiser. Nidiser. They're from Finland. So you know it's going to be good, right? The Finnish and the Swedish, man, I swear, they're like the best at black metal, for real. And these guys describe themselves as Finn-Swedish, so maybe they've got like, you know, mix of people from different backgrounds in the band. So they describe themselves as Finn-Swedish melodic black death metal. And their Bandcamp bio says they worship nature, freedom, and the land. Makes a difference from from bios that say they worship Satan, right? So that's nice. Nature, freedom, and the land. We're on board with that. That's cool. They're a fairly new band with only 1 EP out, which came out at the beginning of December, so only a couple of weeks old. This EP, it says it was recorded in the bitter winter of 2024. It has 5 tracks on it. It's called Ma on Kaunis. MAA on KAUNIS. My pronunciation's probably way off. But, yeah, like I said, it's a brand new EP. It's out now. Got 5 tracks. And this is one of the songs. It's called Rivan Sismi. Alright, that was Ravan Sismi by Nidisur. And apologies for what is most likely my terrible pronunciation of literally all of that. You can find those guys on Bandcamp. Their band name, once again, is spelled Nidisser. And they have their EP out now. It's black metal from Finland. Hell yeah. Go check it out. Up next, a band called A Colossal Hand. 3 words, A Colossal Hand. It's actually more of a solo project than a full band, because it's all done by one guy. It's a fairly new project, once again, with one EP that came out in June of this year, and the second EP, which releases this week. It comes out on the 19th of December, so the pre-release is up there, and one song from it's been dropped so far as a single. The single was called Highway Hypnosis. However, we're going to play an exclusive for you, an unreleased track from the EP, which no one has heard yet because it's not out. So that's pretty exciting. It's called Sand Mandala. So that is on the brand new EP, which comes out on the 19th of December. But first of all, before we play the song, we're going to just hear a little something from the guy behind the project. This is what he sent in, and this is what he has to say about himself. A Colossal Hand is a solo project by me, John Woodruff, based in Greenville, South Carolina, USA. I write and perform all the instruments, programs, drums, vocals, mix and master every song in a makeshift attic studio at my house. I have called this project Suburban Dad Metal, due to it being a project I started in my spare time since becoming a stay-at-home dad. It's partially a joke on how insane this music is compared to the typical dad rock garage band, and partially a sincere summation of how these songs channel the stress and anxiety at the state of the world I've chosen to raise kids in. Memory, the Mind's Basilisk, is my second EP. The first being The Last Good Days, also released in 2025. I was feeling inspired after releasing The Last Good Days to some positive feedback online, and got to work immediately on new songs. The first track on the EP was recorded for the Milim Cachot Volume 6 compilation from the blog Machine Music, which raised money for World Central Kitchen. The other songs were recorded shortly after that compilation came out. All of the tracks on this album are thematically linked, being about mental conflicts. The basilisk is a mythical serpent that instantly kills anyone who looks into its eyes. Memory, likewise, kills your ability to live a complete life, whether it's through the trap of nostalgia or regret. The EP is about finding a way to confront and purge regrets, mourning, and nostalgia in order to be able to move forward. The track we're going to hear, Sand Mandala, is about the aftermath of Hurricane Helena, which hit my region last year. It upended people's lives and caused greater devastation than anyone anticipated. And the song is about all of the subtle reminders of a traumatic event that exist in the landscape long after something happens. Something as simple as noticing a tree you drove past every day is no longer standing. And that can trigger feelings of sadness and regret for not enjoying things while they were there. We can't turn back, so we have to press forward and accept things as they are now. The EP is out next week on Bandcamp, Ampwall, and all streaming platforms. The Last Good Days is currently up as well. My plans for the band are to self-produce a full-length album, which should be done near the end of 2026. I'm also looking into a physical media release, most likely cassettes, that will combine both EPs. My plan for now is to remain a DIY artist. This project has been incredibly fun for me. and I'm focused on doing the parts of being a musician that are actually fun. For me, that's writing and recording music. I've found that some people actually like what I'm doing, so I'm always looking for ways to find new listeners for whom this music resonates. And hopefully he will be able to find some on this show. So let's get into it then. Let's hear the track. This is Sand Mandala by A Colossal Hand. Alright, Sand Mandala by A Colossal Hand. If you like that, the full EP is going to be out on December 19th. And the first EP is up on Bandcamp and all of your usual streaming platforms for you to check out. He also has an Instagram account, which you can find by searching up A Colossal Hand, all one word. So go and give him a follow and help out another unsigned artist. Alright, we are coming up to the end of the show, folks. So before we move on with our final track, I'd just like to remind everyone of ways to submit to the show. So if you are a band or an artist and you would like to be on the Outcast Frequency, you can drop me an email, outcastfrequency@sonicscoutradio.com, or hit me up on Instagram at Master of Mischief Official. Just slide into my DMs or drop me an email, tell me a little bit about yourself, the project, the band, or whatever it is. Send me a link to the song that you think would be a good fit for the show. It can be a Spotify link or Bandcamp or wherever. I'll check out the track, and if I think it's going to work and I like it, then I'll invite you to submit. And the way to submit is via the Sonic Scout Radio app. We are encouraging everyone to use the app now. It's available for Apple and Android. It's also the best way to listen to your favourite Sonic Scout Radio shows. It'll even drop you a little notification when your favourite show's coming on, things like that. So you basically download the app, create an account, then you submit your MP3 or WAV file along with your artwork to the app. You can still submit via the website, but we're trying to migrate everyone over to the app now just to streamline things and make the process a bit smoother. But yeah, I'm always looking for submissions for the show, and don't forget I have a couple of special segments too. So I have the Chaos Corner, which is for your weirder, more unusual, quirkier tracks. And then I have Lore Lockdown, so if you're a band with a story or a lore, that's perfect for you. I mean, it doesn't have to be like Sleep Token or 21 Pilots level, but if it is, please get in touch, because I love that level of detail. But it could just be something as simple as, this one particular song has a story to it, or because it was inspired by true events or something. But basically, if you have a longer tale to tell, either about the band or the tracks, then something like Lore Lockdown will be perfect for you. But yeah, once again, Outcast Frequency at sonicscoutradio.com or Master of Mischief Official on Instagram.
It's time for
The Outcast Anthem.
Alright, let's get into it. It's time for this week's Outcast Anthem. I'm going to hype up this band because I think they've potentially got something special going on. The track I've chosen, it's anthemic, uplifting, it's heavy, but it's got melody too, and it's just a bit of a banger. It's just a really good mix of styles and sounds, and it just really hits the spot for me. I don't know, I just love this type of sound. The band are called Delirium's Dawn. They're from Germany, and their bio had this to say about them. Hard-whipping, maximum playful riffs, challengingly complex but wonderfully sophisticated, enormously catchy melodies, and virtuoso solos, tight as a needle's eye. The four top-fit guys from the heart of Bavaria make new and long-established listeners of the genre sit up and take notice. Maximum energy, thrillingly explosive live performance. Watch out, this is as wild as it is confident. And that's certainly a confident sounding bio, but the music checks out. They've got the chops to back it up, so it's all cool. These guys have got albums dating right back to 2008. They've got like a number of EPs and 4 full-length albums. They've got a professional, slick-looking website. They do shows all over Germany. The website, by the way, is deliriumsdawn.de. That's like the German ending, de.de. You see, they do shows all over the country. You can check out their music on all of your usual main streaming platforms, as well as Bandcamp. Their latest full-length album is called Doomed to Collapse, and it's set for release in February of next year, so February 2026. And they've currently dropped 3 singles from it. No Way Out, The Vial, and Disintegrate, which is the track we're going to hear right now. That was Disintegrate by a band called Delirium's Dawn, chosen for this week's Outcast Anthem. Just a quick recap, Delirium's Dawn, they're from Germany. These guys are on all of your usual streaming platforms. They're on Bandcamp. They have a lot of music out, so a nice back catalogue you can get your teeth stuck into. And a new album coming out in February of next year. So some exciting things on the horizon. You can also give them a follow on Instagram, where they are at Delirium's Dawn. So go check them out. Once again, thanks to everyone who was on this week's show. And thanks to everyone out there listening and keeping these Sonic Scout shows alive and on the air. Don't forget, best way to listen to your favourite shows is to download the app. It's simply called Sonic Scout Radio, and you can get it from the Apple Store, you can get it from the Android Play Store. So please go ahead, download the app, and then that is also the easiest way to submit your music to me. So I'm always looking for new bands to be on the show, so please drop me a message and submit your music to me. So catch you all soon. I hope you've enjoyed this week's show, and good luck with all your present wrapping.
You've been listening to the Master of Mischief on the Outcast Frequency, broadcasting on Sonic Scout Radio worldwide. Thanks for listening, folks, and see you all next week.